Before that, I was elected for 12 years in local government. I was the chair of a 26-member regional municipal council over a huge area, and so that was really good learning opportunity for me. I was elected 4 times to local government. But we found we didn't have senior governments that reflected community needs. We were always fighting our federal government and provincial government, so I was compelled and encouraged to stand for senior government so we could smooth the path for local, environmental, and economic and community interests. But I certainly feel privileged. I have a very supportive husband. I have a family that's always been interested in politics, has always made me care about people that are less fortunate, care about the environment. So I feel well brought up for this. And I know that how it's so important for women to be supported and women to encourage each other, and the men to get behind women too, because I think parliaments will make better decisions the more that they have a gender balance, and we're far away from that in Canada. There are a few things that we can do, and they're all within the power of the legislature, of us. It's our responsibility. The first one is to change the voting system. Proportional representation governments elect a lot more women. All around the world we see that. Canada, the US, England, Australia are the only ones that don't, and they have the worst records of gender balance. So that's the first one. And then we can also enact policies that remove some of the barriers that prevent women from running for office in the first place. One of them is pay equity. Another one is to get good childcare programs in place, which Canada does not have. Another is to do better home care so that women who disproportionately take the burden of looking after aging parents, if we had better home care to support aging people, women would again be that much more freed up to do community work or political work. I'm really encouraged by what I see from young women who are really politically active, much more than I ever was at their age. They have amazing things to offer. And they had a big hand in me getting elected, actually. And then since the election, I hear from a lot of young women, like 10 years old, who are so excited. They saw my sign. I was the only woman on the ballot, but I won by almost 7,000 votes, which is really strong. And now they ask me for my autograph, and they come to the office to have their picture taken with me. It's very encouraging. And I didn't have that kind of role model when I grew up, but still I got to be a member of parliament. Proportional representation system of voting, again, increases voter turnout, and it gets more youth participation, both in the voting, electoral process, and in the parliament, because it's the kind of voting system that if you cast a ballot, you are much more likely to see the result of your ballot reflected in the parliament that is elected. And I did a youth engagement day, bands and music and beer, and I asked people, because we were talking about a proportional representation kind of government where you make every vote count. I asked people, put your hand up if you voted. Half the people in the room had. I said, put your hand up if you got your member chosen, if the person you voted for was elected. Nobody put their hand up. So I think that's a powerful disincentive. I understand why young people are disenfranchised. If we change the voting system, I think we'll get more engagement. And also just removing some of the gender inequities and the bias against young people, which sometimes can creep into our language. All of those things would encourage more participation, and we would really benefit from that. Canada and politics would benefit from the wisdom that youth have.